Alright, what's up everybody? It is me, Jarrett, over here at VX Vision 1394, back with another Will It Work video. This one came from eBay. I like to do this every so often. Jump on eBay and look at like the untested camcorders on there. Try to find just some good deals on ones that are legitimately untested, at least to what I would consider the best of my ability to pre-look, you know, as much as I can on the information that the seller is going to give us on eBay when they say untested again, because sometimes people list them as untested and they are. So you can get some clues at times, whether or not you think that maybe they are selling a camcorder that might be tested and they're claiming it isn't. I can show some examples of that down the road, but right now I'll kind of give you an example. This one, like I said, came in from eBay last week, I think, approximately. And what we're looking at here, in the pictures, what we've got is a Sony Handycam Vision CCD-TRV312 video camcorder, video camera camcorder, untested, parts only. And this is where I like to look myself. Let me make sure I am, yeah, so that should be fine. Valley Vintage Pick. So to me, right off the bat, it kind of sounds like somebody, a company or individual or people who do either auctions, estate sales. They might even run or own a small little thrift store. But usually that name, when you look at the name of the seller on eBay, it'll give you a lot of clues as to kind of who they are. So Valley Vintage Picks. Over 2,000 in feedback, 99.7, so they've got good feedback. I didn't go through and kind of snip or look at the other items, but the majority of the other items they were selling were like household goods and stuff like that. So in that sense, it gives you a pretty good indication that these people are telling the truth. They got a camcorder at a thrift store, at a estate sale, in a storage unit, and they don't have the necessary parts to test it. Instead of buying the parts to test it, it's easier and quicker for those people to just try to sell something quicker. So, seller does not accept returns for parts are not working, no problem. Shipping was 11 bucks from Hamilton. Looks like the price was $16. I added this one to the cart. The seller sent me an offer for like around 15 or something like that. 15 bucks, 14 or 15. Which I accepted at that price. I figured for $15 approximately on the camcorder, and then the shipping, you know, under $30 for this one. Condition-wise, we'll kind of go over that next. But it appeared to be something I was willing to take a gamble on. In addition to that, I've got quite a few Video8 power supplies. So I thought, well, I'll get a Video8 in, do a couple test videos of those, and I can use the power supplies that I've accumulated if the camcorder does work. So, yeah, let's look at condition-wise, you know, normal wear and tear. I'm not seeing anything broken, just some scratching and some cosmetic stuff here on the main picture. On the next one, we're going to see just some close-ups, some scratching and stuff like that. And again, nothing that is really giving me major concern. It's just cosmetic defects at this point. Same thing on the front here. Does look a little rough, but we will see. For the price, I'm not complaining. I can see a tape in there. Wrist strap looks good. It does come with a battery on there, but generally, in my experience, those batteries, I have poor history with them working. So if this one does work, I will just buy an aftermarket battery off of Amazon to bundle with this one. Yeah, there's the battery, the MP78. The back of the camcorder looks okay. Does come with the shoulder strap, which is all right. LCD screen looks all right, and the inside compartment looks okay as well. Let's look at the description here, which is typical. Sony Handycam Vision, model number, TRV312, video camera, untested parts only, sold. You know, just the typical verbiage that they're going to put. I do not have the charger for it, so I have not tested it. I believe you. So we'll see. It doesn't mean that it's going to work, obviously, but these are the ones I look for. This is the best case scenario. So you can take a look here and see the order was April 21st. So I have had this one for longer than I thought. What was the price? The price ended up being $15.20. So with shipping, tax, and everything, final price came to $27.63. Which, yeah, that is a perfectly fine price for me. Anything under 30 bucks, even for a Video8. And this looks to be like one of their later models, maybe, of the Video8s. You know, typically their earlier ones were the black casing that I try to stay away from. Those had a lot of bad, I don't want to say bad, they had a lot of capacitor issues in those, so I've had really poor luck with those working. But Video8s I'm not scared of, and especially the later ones when they were getting ready to go into like the Video8, or when they were introducing Video8 XR, or even high 8 models. Those later Video8s were built really well, so I'm hoping in this scenario or this case that will be okay. So shipping wise, a little bit of packing in there, not a lot, it's still moving around, but again, as long as there's something in there to help, I'm cool with that. I say let's just get into it here. Let's take a look. Yeah, this is the 312. I don't have a lot of experience with this one, but it'll be easy enough. I've worked with other camcorders that are close enough. So I've got some packing paper in here. Hopefully they put something around it. Maybe a little bit of bubble wrap or something, which it looks like they have. This out of the way. Try to save this bubble wrap if possible. Just reuse it. Yeah, I was looking at a camcorder this morning, and as I looked at the seller more, they said, of course, it was untested. But as I looked at their other items, the seller had a lot of camcorders for sale, and other ones that had been tested. So usually that's a pretty good indication that, and if I'm not mistaken, they had a power supply for sale separately that would have worked with the camcorder that they were saying was untested. So you'll see those occasionally, and I've messaged before and said, hey, you've got that power supply, you could test the unit. And they say, oh, we don't have time to do that. This one's just untested for parts. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. But anyways, just do a little bit, do your research, a little bit of investigative work, and generally you're going to be good. And again, like I said, doesn't mean that these things are going to work, but at least you are putting yourself in a good position for the chance. So let's take the shoulder strap off here. Shoulder strap appears to be, it's just dirty, but good condition. The other thing, let's get that out of there. I'm going to take the battery off. Where does this eject? The battery eject is right here, so just slide that to the right, and then the battery slides out. I will put this on a charger and put up in the video if it does in fact work. My guess is that it will not. So let's take a look at this. First impressions. Actually, in my opinion, the pictures on eBay were almost doing this a disservice in the aspect of the pictures were really good, and sometimes when your pictures are good, it can magnify the problems. Like with lighting, it might be able to really show scratches, and that's good to do. But in my opinion, and I'll put this on the rotation, this side, it looks, I'm actually happier in person than I was on the computer. So looks really nice there on that side, and I'm sure there are scratches, but you just don't see them as much this way. And some of these other defects up here, the cosmetic stuff might actually just be stuff that could be washed off. So I don't know. But anyways, I'm not concerned with what it looks like so far. So again, the LCD door side looks pretty good. The top of the camcorder looks pretty good. The front, which again in the pictures made it look kind of worse than I thought. The lens looks like it has a fingerprint on it. Not too bad, I'm not worried about that. The tape door side, like I said, the wrist strap looks good. There is a tape inside of it. This is mono, so just AVs with one channel audio on there. Not a lot of features to this one in terms of like inputs and outputs and accessories. Looks like maybe I'd have to look this up. I think that's a mic down here, mic input. And then the back of the camcorder looks nice, where the battery would go. Some buttons back there for features. The bottom looks really nice as well. Again, model number TRV312. Let's look inside the LCD door here. Screen looks nice, and the buttons as well, like on the pictures. That all looks nice there. So let's throw this. I should have checked that too while I was kind of going over it, but the eyepiece appears to be okay. Let's open this. Is this in frame over here? Let me back this up a bit. I'm gonna adjust this. So that's better, but I didn't know the size. I just kind of tested it with a smaller camcorder. I didn't know how big this one was going to be. But that should be good. Let me just start the rotation on. Always hit the light first. I think I want to go the other way. There. Throw this over here. Go over some of the features on this one. 30 time digital zoom. What's the optical zoom on this? 15 time. I see a little screen on the outside of the LCD. That will probably be for maybe a battery indicator, how much battery or tape time you have, but there will be some information that would be displayed on that. A lot of buttons or features behind the LCD door. So this one does come with steady shot, which was probably maybe a little bit of a newer feature at that time. I don't know how much steady shot was available or out before some of these models. Color LCD screen, 2.5 inch. The viewfinder is, I'm guessing, probably black and white, which would be common at the time on those. Boy, what else on this one? I can't think of a lot. Does the top illuminate? It might. The playback controls up top might illuminate. There is an accessory shoe up top here on the front. You could put a microphone, a light, or any type of accessory that you would want up there. I think that's probably good on the spinning. Okay. Yeah, and again, I don't see any cosmetic defects in the way that would cause alarm or concern with any breaks or anything like that. I'm good there. Let's probably just leave this open. let's get the power supply ready. Yeah, I come across a lot of these. I had came across, like with previous models or bundled in with other things. Somehow I just accumulated more of these Video8 power supplies, so that's again why I ordered a couple of these Video8 models off of eBay. Hopefully I'll get lucky. Let's make sure the power supply is on VTR. There are 3 settings on the power supply. There's off, charge is all the way to the left, so if you were going to use this to charge a battery, you would put the slider switch all the way to the left, and then VTR, which is just the pass-through power, slide it all the way to the right. Put this in, let's see if we can hear anything. Yeah, I heard a little bit of a mechanism move. I think what I'm going to do first is try to get this tape out of the compartment. Pretty good sign. Sounded okay. The tape came out fine there. It didn't eat the cassette, which is great. Tape looks good. I don't see any creasing or chewing on that. Set this off to the side. I'm going to look down in here and see if the pinch roller is in there. Since everything ejected okay, in sound-wise, I'm not going to check the pinch roller yet. I don't generally like to do that by touching it or moving or manipulating it unless I have a reason to kind of do that. So since there was a tape in there, I might run this a few times. Again, like I talked about in other videos, this is the first power-up. I don't know how long the previous person had this, how long it's set for, and then even before them. So you want to kind of get the camcorder moving. As long as you're not hearing anything for concern or cause of concern, just do this 2 or 3 times. I'll probably do it once more. And that just gets the gears, the motors, and everything working and moving again. So, sounds fine. Sounds good. The power switch to switch it to camera is over here. So right now it's on the middle, which is off, and then we'll slide this up. And then the other thing you have to do is this selector switch here. You want to move that from the lock to standby position. Okay, cool. We heard the beep, and then I saw, yeah, it's kind of, visually it's hard to see this because it's kind of directional, but I am getting illumination on the screen there. So, good. Let's see about, let's try the eyepiece first. And I do have a picture through the eyepiece. Let me zoom all the way back and focus this. The eyepiece is dirty. There's like, sometimes you get grains of like dust or dirt that can kind of get in the eyepiece behind. I don't think any of that was to the back or front, however you want to say it, of the glass here, or of the eyepiece. But there is dust and debris in there that you can see. That isn't being picked up here. It's not going to record to the tape. It's just simply dirty in here. That can be cleaned, but a lot of times I don't like to mess with that because I don't want to risk damaging something in there when it's really not causing an issue. It's just a visual visual imperfection there. Hopefully I can get this. I'm going to try a couple different positions there. Hopefully it's coming through. And I will take a better picture, a close-up of the debris in there. But yeah, eyepiece good. Let's try the LCD. And I have a picture there as well. The LCD screen is kind of directional as well. So when I have it like this, which is great, It's a little harder for me to see it here, but I should be good. I'll just leave it like this. Let's try a few zooms. So far so good. The zoom is working. Let's go over some of these features. I'm gonna do the back here first. The first button I'm seeing is the fader button, which that will not be used right now. I can't test that. The only time I can, or you could test it, is if there's a tape in there and then it fades. When you hit record, it will fade from black to your picture that you're recording, and then when you stop, it would fade it to black. I don't use that because you can do the same thing through video editing on the computer, but at the time it was just a little feature that they would give because video editing on a PC for most people was not an option. It wasn't common, so you could manipulate it or make it look like that a little better with a little more professional fade looks. I think the next button here is backlight, and I think it's going to show up down here. Where is it at? Nope. Up at the top left corner. So yeah, that the backlight just simulates as if light was coming from the back when you're shooting, so I think it just kind of brightens up the subject. It's just a function to help with shooting, but it is done through the camera itself. So I would say that maybe a fair way, like that's manipulated by the camera, not by the lens in any way or any other feature. So don't expect that to be perfect, but it's still cool. Let's go over this down here. We'll show this right here. This is where your focus is at. Focus switch, and then there's your dial for focus. So let's see if I can, let's switch it to, it's on auto right now. Let's switch it to manual and try to move this scroll wheel. Let me do it here first and see. The indicator is up here on the top left. Actually, I'll probably be able to see here. My fault here. I'm trying to get this. Yeah, cool. So hopefully you're able to see that. I'll take it out of focus here. There, should be picking that up out of focus. And then back in. I'll put it on auto. What else do we have back here? We have steady shot. I'm gonna leave that on. We've got the 3 start and stop record modes. I'm gonna leave that all the way to the top. That's the feature I like, where you press the button once to start recording, and then you press it again to stop recording. Underneath that, we have got display. So that should take all the display off or on. So it's off there, turn it back on. Beside that, we have picture effects, which is interesting for this time. So yeah, you have some like little effects you could use. And then I'm guessing the jog dial is on the back. Well, I'm guessing the jog dial is how we're going to control these. Or maybe, let's see. Oh, you just scroll through them by pressing the button. So black and white, sepia, negative, and then it goes back to normal. We've got date and time. Now, I'm not sure about the date and time here. Behind the LCD door, how am I going to show this? I might just open this panel. And I might replace this. I might just go ahead and do it. Behind the door there is a lithium, a small little like lithium battery, like a watch battery. That is the battery that saves the date and time inside the camcorder. So when that goes dead, you can't save date and time, as well as if there are, I'm not saying there is, but if there's any like manual features that you can set inside the menu, that battery would save those. So like when you get onto the higher ones up there where there's a lot more manual controls, you can set presets on them, and the internal battery would save those presets as well. The battery that goes on the back is simply for power only. But the little lithium battery does like that, the date and time and other preset functions. So I'm not going to mess with that right now. I don't use date and time on a lot of it. I know for kind of like nostalgia videos and stuff like that, it's cool to superimpose the date and time, but I don't personally like it on my footage, and if I was going to add it, I could do it like digitally after the fact by adding it through some software or whatever on the time. The next button is counter reset, which would be a tape function, which I can't do. 16:9 wide mode. Very interesting. Let's see what this does. Let me get the button there. Yeah, so it adds the black bars. It's going to simulate a 16:9 picture there. Kind of interesting. And I'm trying to see if you get any more viewable distance or how it's doing this 16:9. Oh well. The next one here is titles. So you have preset titles you could add to superimpose. And again, I don't use any of those because you could do it through a titler program in any video editing software. But back in the day, like I said, again, they didn't have that stuff, or it wasn't as easy. So you put your own little titles on there, happy birthday. And if you selected that, you know, on the tape when you're recording, it's going to have happy birthday on there. So just press the button to cycle through them. The last button here is End Search, which is a tape feature. And then lastly, I have the menu over here. So there's the menu, and then the jog wheel is back here on the back. Let's see if there is a beep to this one. Make sure I'm in frame too. Commander on, record mode SP. Title position is center, so with that you could even set probably, yeah, you can put your titles in different locations. Title language, English. Title set, you could probably even customize it here, put your own in. If it was an anniversary or something like that. Title set 2. Digital zoom is on. LCD, I'm guessing like a preset color. It's already on bright. Bright normal. I might actually leave it on bright normal. And then, yeah, there's the beep. So I have that on. So should give me an audible indication when I start recording the camcorder. When I press it, you'll hear a beep, and then you'll hear another beep when you stop the recording. The record lamp is on, so I think on this one and with other models, it should illuminate a red spot, I'm thinking, on the front somewhere. We'll find out, and that's generally the record lamp, and that gives you, so that's a visual indication that you're recording as well. It might be somewhere else on here, but that's the concept of it. Then auto date is on, whatever, I'll leave that. Clock set, let's try this actually. 2025. January 1st, 2025, 12 a.m. See, the battery in here might be okay. It's probably, you know, I would have did this eventually anyway. I just don't like to spend a lot of time on setting the date and time on these. But from what I can see right now, the battery, the internal battery there, or not really it's inside the camera, but you could replace it. So some of them are soldered onto circuit boards, and they're a lot more difficult to replace, but that one's really easy. Looks like it is working. And then here's the demo mode. I'm gonna turn that off. So when the camcorder goes to, this is something that we would put on in the store when we sold these. At Sears, you'd put the demo mode on, so when it's on standby, it goes to a demo mode. So when they were on their display positioning, the LCD will show some demonstration information about features and stuff, but for this, I'm just going to turn it off. Exit out of the menu, and I think that's it. Next, we will get into testing the tape compartment. Let's look at one thing before that. I mean, we could have got to this, but I'm going to see if these illuminate. I'm pretty sure they're going to. Pressing this green button, it gets a little tough from this angle. Yeah, so these, like your play, fast forward, rewind, stop, pause, those illuminate on this model. So it's kind of neat. And it's just something else to test, shows it's working. Let's turn this off. I'm gonna put this on lock. And let's try, I think we're good to try a tape. So far, so good. Oops, that wasn't locked down. I'll show it too. My bad on that. It sounded like it loaded fine. So the eyepiece here, there's like a little button here, plastic piece. And when you press the eyepiece down, it sets, but you can actually like lock it. So that locks the eyepiece into place. That way it doesn't move as easily. So that was the noise when I was doing this. I pressed down, locked it. Let's turn this to power, back to standby. Let's get this ready. 16:9 full. I do not want, I didn't know I had it on that. So, oh, there's actually more options. Let's take the date and time is saving. So let's take it off. You know what? Let's leave it on. Let's do it. January 1st, 2025. And we are not 16:9 full, regular, and then cinema. So there was actually 3 options. Let's record just normally there. And shoot, I didn't have that like that. Hopefully you guys can see that. Let's start recording right now. There was the beep. So yes, we are recording right now with the TRV312. Here's the red light indicator. Sometimes they put it on the front. And through the menu, you could turn that indicator off if you would like. I'm pretty sure that's what the feature was for there, the record lamp on or off. Let's zoom. Does appear to be touch sensitive on the zoom, so the more pressure you apply, the faster it will zoom. Let's try to go a little slower here. Slower, right? So yeah, cool. I think that is good. Let's just gonna press on the mic up here, get some more audio through it. Wants to stop. Okay, let's try both, I think. Let's try a playback right here first. So what we're gonna do is turn this off and we'll switch it down to player. And then we'll use our playback controls up here. So make sure I'm in frame, play. I'm about to rewind this. All right, that's a previous recording. Cool. Let's pause this. What I wanted to look for, everything is good so far, but generally, oh, here they are. On the side of the LCD door, over here is your brightness, so you can brighten or darken the LCD screen, and then here are your volume controls. So on playback of the tape here, through the camcorder, yeah, you can hear it a little better, but it should be good. And I'll turn it up.
And through the menu, you can turn that indicator off if you would like. I'm pretty sure that's what the feature
So good, man.
Yeah. Cool. I think that is good. Let's just gonna press on the mic up here. Get some more audio through.
Let's stop this for now. I'm gonna grab a set of AVs. Let's hook it up to the TV. I'm probably gonna have to, I did not grab any. I don't have any up here. I'm gonna have to grab a set of AVs. Man, is this video over already? That was it? Start it again. Workshop, photosynthesis. What a great video, man. Actually, this has been smooth. I am really thankful on this one. I mean, this is just textbook. What more can... This is as smooth as it can get. I don't want to jinx it. I shouldn't be... But so far... I'm going to turn the volume down on the camera so it plays... Turn the volume all the way down on this.
So yes, we are recording right now with the TRV312. Here's the red light indicator.
Oops. My buttons are messed up here on the TV.
The menu, you could turn that indicator off if you would like. I'm pretty sure that's what the feature was for there, the record lamp on or off. Let's zoom. Does appear to be touch sensitive on the zoom, so the more pressure you apply, the faster it will zoom. Let's try to go a little slower here. Slow. So yeah, cool. I think that is good. Let's
I think I'm gonna. I stopped it a little early, but that's good. Yeah, I get a little weirded out here because it's like this is too easy. It shouldn't be like this, but man, you know what? It's a mixture of everything. It's a culmination of luck. It's a culmination of, you know, pat yourself on the back a little bit if you do this and you're finding. I think it's also just this. I've been doing eBay and not selling camcorders. I mean, just been selling on eBay for companies and stuff for a long time. So the things that I'm doing by, like, you know, the little bit of research, look at the seller, look what they have, their presentation, does the name match kind of what they're moving and what they're selling, and you know, that's all stuff that we had to, I call it homework, and you get good at it, and there is some like skill to that, but all said and done, you can do a lot of your homework, and then when you get it in, tape compartment just doesn't work, or whatever on whatever you're selling. But I do think it you know, you make less mistakes the more you do it, and I'm grateful for this one, man. This is super sick. So I'm actually kind of excited. This is not a camcorder that I have worked with, I don't think, the 312. Other Video 8s, of course, high 8s, Video 8 XRs, but it's always fun to just, you know, try a different one. So I'll take it out. It's a little cloudy today, so I'm not sure if I'm going to want to take it out today and record with it or not. But yeah, this one, I'm not going to keep this. I don't need this one. It will end up going up on eBay. Let's switch this back over to just camera in the meantime. What else? My gosh, this is this is great. It's a little fast, and I when they're like that, I'm not prepared with like what to do next. You know, am I missing something? I think I've went over all the features. I don't have any reason to clean the tape compartment before I record or after. You know, I look at it at that time frame and see if there's, again, any indication of like should I. But right now I don't see any reason to do it. I don't like to unless I have to. So I'll leave that alone. But yeah, I'll take this out, do some recording at some point, and put this one up on eBay. So yeah, I think it's a good deal. What do you guys think? Less than 30 bucks. You know, even for, of course, for the the using aspect, I'll have to put a battery with this. What do I get them for? 20 bucks, I think, approximately, off of Amazon or eBay here. It's like a Castar. It's just an aftermarket battery. And it's not the longest lasting. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's just like a half-hour record time for 20 bucks. I'm sure they sell higher capacity ones, or you can get multiple batteries. So I would have $30. I'll have another $20 to bundle a battery. $5 on an AV cable. So less than $60. I've already got a shoulder strap. I think I have a bag out there I could bundle with it. I have extra tapes I'll put with it. So just to make close to a complete unit, I should have right around $60 in my cost. And I think 150 maybe would be a fair price around that price point for something like this, tested working. So again, we'll see. I don't know, but I still think it was worth, because I'm selling these. For the keep aspect, yeah, it's well worth it. 60 bucks, you have a functioning Video8 camcorder, totally. But even on the resale aspect, you know, I usually like my price points to be about 3 times. So if I spent 60, I like for it to be around the 180 is what I think I can sell it for, because eBay fees are so high. They take a pretty good cut out of the final. So that's why I do these videos too. I just want to give some faith to the buyers out there that, you know, what they're getting is as good as I can test it. So yeah, I think I'll close the video on that. I don't think there's anything else I need to cover or go over. Keep watch, or just watch out for the test video of this one. Like I said, I'm excited to do that. So anyways, guys, if you guys are liking the videos, like, comment, subscribe. Questions or comments, leave them down below. And yeah, I'll be back in the future with more videos. So see you then. Later.